लिंक डाला हुआ है
Hello, hello, good morning. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello.
On the behalf of our IT Law Academy, I extend a warm welcome to all our esteemed judges, respected faculty members, our participants, and all our dear students. We are truly honored by your presence today. Your participation and support makes us the event meaningful and memorable. Here we have teams from different countries, different universities in all over India. I hope the gathering inspired learning, healthier competitions, and new opportunities for growth. Now I request our students, Varsha and Drishti, to proceed further. Thank you so much.
A very vibrant and dignified morning to everyone present here. I, Varsha Sharma, and I, Krishti Khatri, on behalf of IPL Law Academy, it is my honor to extend a warm welcome to this vibrant gathering on the occasion of 6th Dr.B Goel Memorial Moot Competition 2025. We are deeply privileged to have with us our respected dignitaries, eminent guests, faculty members, participants, and our dear students. At the outset, we extend our heartfelt welcome to all our chief guests, Honorable Justice Rajesh Tandon, our guest of honor, Mr. Ayush, Dr. B. Sharma, Principal Ma'am, Dr. Manu Singh, our members, participants, and our leaders students invoking the blessings of the competition. May I request that dignified ceremony? Justice Rajesh Tandon and Mr. Ayush Negi, Director Ma'am,
शुक्लां ब्रह्मविचारसारपरामाद्यां जगद्व्यापिनीं वीणापुस्तकधारिणीमभयदाम्
thank you very much. Now, I want to invite Honorable Justice Rajesh Tandon, Mr. Ayush Negi, Principal Ma'am, and Director Ma'am on the dais so we can proceed further with the inaugural session. I want to also invite Shashank sir to come on the dais. Now, we would like to call upon Dr. B. Sharma to honor Honorable Justice Rajesh Judges with a bouquet as a mark of respect and gratitude. Please welcome with a warm round of applause. Now, we would like to call upon Principal Ma'am Dr. Manu Singh to honor Mr. Ayush Negi with a bouquet as a mark of respect and gratitude. Thank you so much, ma'am and sir. Before we begin, let us take a moment to introduce our institution. IPM Law Academy has always been committed to academic excellence and professional training. The academy not only emphasizes classroom teaching but also encourages practical exposure through moot courts, debates, seminars, and research activities. This moot court competition is yet another step towards nurturing the future advocates, judges, and policymakers of our country. The moot court competition is an integral part of legal education. Today, our young voters will argue with passion, present their submissions, and defend their cases with conviction, much like real advocates before a court of law. Honorable judges and fellow participants, today we gather to deliberate on a matter of paramount importance, the intersection of environmental law and constitutional rights. As we navigate the complexities of these issues, we must consider the delicate balance between the state's duty to protect the environment and individual rights to healthy and sustainable living environment. So, for this competition, we have teams from all over India. Now I take the privilege to address our director, Dr. T. Sharma. Ma'am is an IIFP certified professional with over 2 decades of distinguished experience in education. Her expertise spans administration, teaching, research, and institutional building. She has steered institutions towards excellence, achieving milestones such as NAT grade, A affiliations, a profile author, and reviewer. She is a member of the Academy of International Business, Michigan State University, US, and a steering committee member of Daughter of Jesus International Network of Women Business Scholars, Greece. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome her with a warm round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, so the mood of the weather was also very different today with water clogging happening at every point in place. But I'm really happy to see that all our teams have been here within time, and the moot court competition is finally happening. So welcome everyone to 6th Dr.B. Goel Memorial National Moot Court Competition 2025. At the outset, I feel really privileged to welcome Honorable Justice Rajesh Tandon ji, former Judge of Uttarakhand High Court, I think sir deserves a thunderous round of applause for taking out time and for being with us today. Thank you so much, sir. It means a lot to us. We also have with us guest of honor, Mr. Ayush Negi ji, advocate on record, Supreme Court of India. Thank you so much. I'm really to both the judges, to both the guests who are here with us today, not just leading it to the competition, but making it to a professional experience. And of course, all the judges who are here with us today and who are part of this Moot competition. I'm also really happy to see the kind of input and the kind of participation we have been able to witness in the Moot Court competition since last many years. And this year, the level of participation has elevated to the next level, where 60 to 70 teams, participated from all across India, and we have been witnessing all these teams coming up in the offline mode also, and many teams are going to participate in the online mode also. So dear students, moot court is of course an essential part of the legal career which we talk about. So mooting is not just a competition, I believe it's a craft altogether, where research meets a reasonable discourse and the voice meets the value. The idea is that the argument with resilience should have that value and should have that legal support and legal bent of mind behind that. And that's very important. So there's no dearth of lawyers in the country. But yes, there's a dearth of the lawyers who are efficient, who are effective, and above all, who are empathetic in their discourse. So I hope whatever arguments are going on in this moot competition today, right? It also helps us out in becoming good lawyers, empathetic lawyers. We respect each other's arguments. We respect each other's discourse. We respect whatever the benches are, whatever arguments the benches are coming up with. So all this is not just a competition, but a platform where we all learn together. To all the budding lawyers, all the budding researchers, I wish you all the best. May the 2 days of mooting proves to be really fruitful to all of us, and may the best team wins. So with those words, thank you so much everyone, and I wish you all the very best.
Thank you, ma'am, for setting the tone with your visionary remarks. Now, I take a privilege to address Dr. Manu Singh, Principal of IPM Law Academy. Ma'am is a distinguished academician, researcher, and institutional leader with over 16 years of experience in legal education and research. She has held prominent leadership positions as a professor at IMT University, Meerut, Noida International University, and SGP University, Gurugram, and also has been a visiting officer at the Indian Law Institute, New Delhi. She holds an LLB from CCS University, Meerut, along with an LLM in mercantile law and a PG diploma in corporate law. A prolific scholar, she has authored key legal texts including lectures on constitutional law and the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973. Now, ma'am, we request you to kindly inspire us with your words of wisdom.
Very warm good morning to all the participants present here and our distinguished guest. So I welcome Honorable Justice Rajesh Tandon ji, Judge of Uttarakhand High Court. I welcome Sir Ayush Negi ji, Advocate on Record, Supreme Court of India. I welcome respected Anupam Goel ji, Secretary of IPM Group in absentia. I welcome respected Dr. Sugandha ji, Executive Director of IPM Groups in absentia. I welcome Dr. Geeti Sharma ji, Director of IPM Group. I welcome Dr. Shashank Chaudhary ji, Dean Academics. And I welcome all the participants, dear students, and all the colleagues present here. It's a great honor that we are organizing 6th Dr. B. Goel Memorial Moot Competition 2025, where more than 60 teams are participating across the India. The theme of this competition is a non-environment issue, which is very much relevant in today's scenario. With all this, I wish you all the very best. May the best team win this competition. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for setting the tone with your visionary words.
Now, it is our utmost privilege to address our chief guest, Honorable Justice Rajesh Tandon, former judge of the Uttarakhand High Court. He is a senior advocate at the Supreme Court of India and currently serves as a presiding Lok Adalat member at the Nainital High Court, Uttarakhand. Lordship also holds key positions such as Vice President and Chairman, Legal Committee of the Association of Retired Judges of Supreme Court and High Court of India, and has been associated with institutions like Galgotia University and IIM Kashipur as a legal mentor and an academic leader. Lordship has earlier served as a judge of the Uttarakhand High Court, chairperson of the Cyber Appellate Tribunal, Government of India, and chairman of the Uttarakhand State Law Commission. Lordship has authored important commentaries on laws such as Rent Control Act, Dowry Provision Act, and human rights, and has delivered landmark judgments in constitutional law, cyber law, and environmental law. For his exemplary service to law and society, he has been honored with prestigious awards like the UP Ratna and Bharat Jyoti Award, along with honorary doctorates in administrative law and social service. To address the gathering, sir, we are truly honored by your presence and request you to kindly share your thoughts with us. Please welcome him with a warm round of applause.
Thank you very much, Master Sharmi, on the dais, Principal Dr. Manushi, our brother, Sri Moot Negi, his father, grandfather, all have been known to me. There was a time in the Uttarakhand when I was there as a district advocate general. His father, his grandfather was advocate general of Uttarakhand, and we have good association with his family members. Dr. Shashank Chaudhary, Dr. Sharma, and all the faculty members of this institution. Thanks for calling me on this occasion. I have studied your mood problem. Really, mood problem reflects Article 48A, Article 51, and Article 47 of the Constitution of India. Since all of you have to appear as a moot point, just for guidance, I will show before you what is Article 48A, which is the sole basis of your moot court of today. 48A refers to protection and improvement of environment and safeguarding of forest and wildlife. You must have prepared a lot on this environment, but I am confining only to the mood problem that is relating to environment. The state shall endeavor to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forest and wildlife of the country. How this has happened, this was 48A was the amendment that was made, that was in 1977. Why this amendment was made, how this has cropped up, that is very important for you to study, for the move forward. Our Constitution of India came up in 1950, that is 26 January. There, Article 21 was there. Article 21 means a right of equality, liberty, life, equality, liberty. Three provisions are there. And the preamble of the Constitution is further, which relates to dignity of the individual. That is preamble number 4, dignity of the individual. Therefore, Article 21, read with preamble, relates to life, liberty, equality, and dignity of the individual. Human life has further been demonstrated in 1993 by the Protection of Human Rights Act. Protection of Human Rights Act further provided life, liberty, and dignity of the individual. The preamble, which was in dignity, has been incorporated in the Protection of Human Rights Act, that is relating to dignity of the individual. Now the question of life, what is life? That has been interpreted in various judgments of the Supreme Court. And mostly it relates to the Uttarakhand. I have been in Uttarakhand for the last 25 years, more than 25 years. And I have seen that all the judgments of the Supreme Court relates to the environmental factor of Uttarakhand. There was in 1972 the Stockholm Conference relating to the environment. After that conference, every shape has changed, and Protection of Human Rights Act has come up. The judgments of the Supreme Court has come up. In a Stockholm Conference, two principles were adopted. You may note down also because that will help you in the book for also tomorrow. The Stockholm Conference of 1972. Two principles were adopted that has been described in the judgment of the City Pollution Control Board, the judgment of the Supreme Court of 1990, 27th January 1999. The Supreme Court has said the duty of the present generation, every word is important, therefore you can listen. The duty of the present generation towards positivity, principle of intergenerational equity, rights of the future against the present, the principle of intergenerational equality is of recent origin. The 1972 Stockholm Declaration refers to it, the principles 1 and 2. In this context, the environment is viewed more as a resource basis for the survival of the present and future generations. This was the preamble of the Stockholm Conference regarding the environment. Then it has been said in the judgment itself, man has the fundamental right to freedom, equality and adequate conditions of life in an environment of quality that permits a life of dignity and well-being, and he bears a solemn responsibility to protect and improve the environment for present and future generations. This was principle number one. It was adopted and declared in the Stockholm Conference. And number two was the natural resources of the earth, including the air, water, land, flora, and fauna, and especially representative samples of natural must be safeguarded for the benefit of the present and future generations through careful planning or management as appropriate. After this conference, the amendment in 48A was made. The protection of human rights has come up 1994, making it the life, liberty, and dignity of the individual. Now, thereafter, various judgments have come up defining the word life. What is the life? And then all the judgments are relating to the proper environment, proper shelter, and a decent environment. In all the judgments, I will show one judgment of the Supreme Court where the Supreme Court has defined about the duty of Nainital. That judgment is known as Ajay Singh Rawat's case. My brother must be knowing that Ajay Singh Rawat's case was important of the Supreme Court, where complete picture of Nainital has been given. What the Supreme Court has said. Nainital, a beautiful butterfly. The word is being used by the Supreme Court as a butterfly. लेकिन चलते फिरते चलता रहता है. Is said to be turning into an ugly caterpillar, according to the petitioner. This is due to water pollution, air pollution, noise pollution, VIP pollution. All this naturally caused concern to all natural lovers and environmentalists, apart from the enlightened residents of Nainital. The concern has been felt to such an extent that Save Nainital workshop was organized by none else than the Department of Tourism and Environment of the UP government in September 1989. In this workshop, many papers were presented on different aspects, highlighting sudden rise in vehicle traffic, illegal construction, encroachment and squatting drastic noise pollution, vanishing resulting in landslides on China Free, maintenance of drains, and pollution in the lake, which has virtually become a dumping ground for public sewage. Despite organizing of such a workshop, nothing much seems to have been done to preserve the beauty of Nainital. This was the observation of the Supreme Court, and since then, many developments have come up. One of the development was that there was a harassment to the people as the horse dung was spread from Tallikal to Ballikal, and that has been restricted to, they have been removed from here, and the government has done a different place for the horses running, and from there is known as Sukhatal. From there, the horses running are now going on. Therefore, all this are necessary, and the Supreme Court has further altered whether construction or building in catchment area of Nainital Lake is still going. All these problems were before the Supreme Court. Sewage water. One of the problems which I have just illustrated before. Care has been taken to see that horse dung does not reach the lake. If for this purpose the horse stand has to be shifted somewhere, the same would be done. The authorities would examine whether stopping of horses around the lake is also required to be prevented. Thereafter, horses have been sent to another place. This was the result of this judgment. And therefore, the concern of environment has now coming up. Now, the Supreme Court further to just see all these will help you with the Moot court. There was a judgment of Dehradun also. My brother will be aware of that. These judgments. There was a complete mining operations at Dehradun in 1985. This is a very relevant factor of environment. One rural litigation and entitlement case NGO has come up in the Supreme Court and filed a petition for restraining all the mines to be run in the Uttarakhand. The result was that the Supreme Court has made a committee and all the mining operations were stopped. The Supreme Court has said the consequence of this order made by us would be that the lessees of limestone quarries which have been directed to be closed down permanently, all the leases of limestone were closed. The Supreme Court has said the price has to be paid protecting and safeguarding the right of the people to live in healthy environment with minimum disturbance of ecological balance and without avoidable hazard to them and to their cattle, homes, and agricultural needs. Therefore, by this order, entire mining operations were stopped. This was as a result of life, liberty, and livelihood properly with environment. Apart from that, the calamity of the environment has also been discussed in one of the judgments of the Supreme Court, that is 2003, where the Supreme Court has said basic needs of man have traditionally been accepted to be threefold: clothing and shelter. The right to life is guaranteed in a civilized society that will take within its scope the right to food, the right to clothing, and the right to decent environment. Therefore, always Supreme Court is emphasizing about decent environment. Because life means shelter and decent environment. This principle has been laid down in the Article 41 also, Article 48A also, the Stockholm Conference also, and protection of human rights. And all the time the Supreme Court is saying that one has to live in a decent environment. In one of the judgment also the Supreme Court has said that the Citizens Welfare Forum, the decline in environmental quality has been evidenced by increasing pollution. The word pollution has been defined by the Supreme Court in the other Sitamat case. What is pollution? Noise pollution, VIP pollution. All these are increasing day by day, affecting the environment, and therefore we have to be alert. I have seen the tragedy of in the Kedarnath also. At that time, I was a member of the Human Rights Commission. The tragedy was that the entire areas of Kedarnath had gone in the air, had gone in the Ganges. Nobody was aware where the cars have gone, where the bodies have gone. And therefore, we have to save the environment. We have to save the trees. That is the crux of the whole Stockholm Conference. Two principles I have given before. And therefore, we have to be alert in the environmental factor, and environmental factor has to be safeguarded with the pollution and all that. All these things are there, and hope you will also prove much better tomorrow with all these reading, after reading all these decisions and all that. One thing I may say to you, earlier also our English authors have remarked प्रकृति को ऐतिहासिक रूप से अलग अलग रूप में देखा जाता है। अक्सर वास्तुकला के विरोध में जो एक मानवीय दंड था, प्रकृति वहां एक बगीचे के रूप में हो सकती है जिसमें वास्तुकला बैठती है, या सजावट के रूप में एक घर के पौधे की तरह। हालांकि अब प्रकृति का उपयोग सजावटी रूप से किया जा सकता है, जहाँ इसकी संरचना, ज्योमेट्री और परिस्थितियों, गुणों को एक इमारत में भीतर किया जा सकता है। वास्तुकला में आभूषण के मूल में एक ज्योतिमय संरचना होती है, जिसे आकृति के रूप में व्यक्त किया जाता है, जो किसी क्षेत्र या सतह को बनाने के लिए पुनरावृत्त दर्पण आदि के माध्यम से इंटरप्रेट किया जाता है। Therefore, now environmental jurisprudence has come, and everybody is aware how to safeguard the trees, how to make it good cultivation. And that is why in the Gita it has been said, all the religions, all the religions, all the religions teach respect for nature and the necessary balance of nature and the spirit. The higher purpose of life is acquiring the qualities of the nature and the spiritual world. These are the words of Gita. These words I close myself and give chance to others. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for gracing this occasion and leaving us inspired with your words. Next, I would like to address our guest of honor, Mr. Ayush Negi, Advocate of Record, Supreme Court of India. And few of his practice areas are constitutional law, family law, corporate litigation, include arbitration, and have widely worked for rights of the underprivileged by filling various PILs and has various reported judgments to his name across various courts. Council for State of Uttarakhand at NGT, Council for NIT Uttarakhand at Supreme Court, Council for Commission for Air Quality Management in NCR and adjoining areas, Council for TransUnion Civil. To address the gathering, sir, we are delighted to have you with us and request you to share your valuable insights. Please welcome him with a warm round of applause.
Thank you. Uh, First of all, good morning. And I would like to thank Director Ma'am, Principal Ma'am, and Dean Sir for having me here. Now, as Sir has already discussed the legal part of the Moot Popular Mental Constitution of India, I would like to take forward what Geeti Ma'am had mentioned that this Moot Court is a platform for learning for all of you students here. Now, I would like to address I would like to give you a few tips and tricks, which is important. This is coming from my experience when I was in college, what moves I did, and what we have learned how to how to go about these movement competitions. So first, I would like to start is that the first part, important part is how you address the court. Now see, in real courts, there is a lot of debate about how you address being lordship or sir, but in moot courts, usually it is lordship. You can start with lordship and seeking the permission of the court before starting. That is one point. Now the other very crucial part is time management. Now you can what you can do is you can divide the issues where you want to address the court and and also you can also time yourself as to how much time you are taking in your arguments and then also save up some time depending on the rules, save up some time for the rebuttals as well. So time management because also in many of the competitions you are also penalized for costing the time. So keeping a watch over the time is also very important. Now, also another important point is body language. Body language is very important. Now, when you are sitting across with your team, with your researcher and the co-speaker, you're sitting there, and if one of these speakers is making some point, and and the researcher or the co-counsel wants to add something, so you don't have to be all jittery at the guys, but you can do is just pass a slip. He will take the argument as and when it is possible. Because once if you move around too much where you are sitting at the dice or at your seats, it shows that you are not confident or that the team is confused. So that is something which we should not do. Now, also another point is like sometimes when you realize when you argue and you come up with a new point, you have something new or when you maybe like right now the rounds are going to begin. So now you have a new point. So you should never go beyond your point. Whatever point you're taking, you should only put yourself to that because if you go into the new points, you will again cross the time limit. That also you should not do. also, another important part is the questions of the tribunal or the bench who is presiding. So sometimes what happens is that you don't know the answer to a question. So the best part is the best point is that you should say no, I don't know the answer, or you should take time. So in the meanwhile, your researcher can go into it and look for the answer, and you should say that I'll get back to you. You should not try to attempt that question. If you don't know the answer, you don't know. You can take time and come back at that question at a later point of time, but not. If you don't know, you should not answer. You should not give a wrong answer because that will affect your total points. Also it is very important. Sometimes it happens, and with us also in the course it also it happens. Like once you are in the flow of your argument, the judge puts a question, and you sometimes you don't listen to the question and you go on with the flow. That you should not. You should always listen to the bench also what the bench is saying, and see the bench will answer. Bench will put all kinds of questions to you. They will grill you, but you should not lose your flow. So you should complete your point, whatever you are arguing. You should also listen to the judges and answer all the questions. And I think and I think you should be active. You should actively listen to what the other side is also arguing. For the rebuttals, you should also listen to whatever you should note down all the points, whatever the other side is saying, and then you should give the rebuttals also. So that is my guess. Right?
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. Now, I would like to request Director Dr. Kirti Sharma to kindly present momentous to Honorable Justice Rajesh Tandon, sir. Thank you, ma'am and sir. Now, I would like to request Dr. Manu Singh to kindly present mementos to Mr. Ayush Devi. Thank you, sir and ma'am. To express gratitude and acknowledge the efforts of everyone who made this event possible, I would now like to invite our respected Head of Department, Dr. Purnima Chaudhary, for the vote of thanks. Please welcome her with a warm round of applause. Morning, everyone. It is my privilege to extend heartfelt vote of thanks on behalf of IPM Academy at the 6th Dr.B. Goel Memorial National Moot Court Competition 2025. First of all, I sincerely thank our Chief Justice, Honorable Justice Rajesh Tandon, former Judge of the Uttarakhand High Court, for honoring us with your presence, sir. Your insights have truly left us endless and motivated. We are also grateful to our guest of honor, Mr. Ayush Devi, Advocate on the Court, Supreme Court of India, for sharing such experience and motivated our inspiring legal professionals. A special thanks to our respected Secretary Goel sir and Professor Executive Director Professor Dr. Goel ma'am for their continued support and encouragement which makes events successful. I would also like to express our gratitude to our director, Dr. B.T. Sharma, Dean Dr. Shashank Chaudhary, and Principal Dr. Manu Singh for their leadership, unwavering support, and guidance. I'm also grateful to the heads of the other departments for their presence here and for facing the occasion. To all our esteemed judges, respected faculty members, and dedicated participants from various institutes across India. Thank you for being here and for contributing to the success of this event. A heartfelt thank you to the organizing committee, the student coordinators, volunteers, and technical team whose dedicated efforts behind the scenes ensured the smooth and successful conduct of the program. With that, we now conclude the inaugural session and move ahead to the preliminary rounds. We wish all teams the very best. Thank you. We wish all the participants the very best for the rounds ahead and invite everyone to witness the spirit of law and advocacy in our Moot courtrooms. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead. Now I request to all the team buddies to move forward with their allotted teams for preliminary rounds for Moot courts. Thank you.